Greetings, Galactic Tribe. This is Spirit, your cosmic mentor in the moment with Harmonious Living Mindset. Welcome to my channel. You're going to find tools for a more harmonious mind, body, and spirit. So today's Harmonious Living Mindset tool is a channeled message, and it's going to be a channeled message for you Starseeds, okay? And so I just came out of a meditation, and there was a lot of things that kind of came from that. And so, holy shifts, right? Starseeds, we've been in this shifting for a very long time. And we've been faced with a lot of challenges. Like, well, first of all, I'm so proud of you. You know why? I say that often, and you need to hear it often, because you have been the torchbearers to break through a whole bunch of adversity, things that were to keep you from consciously evolving and utilizing your full potential and your full gifts. So truth sayers, psychics, seers, intuitive empaths, you have been really clearing a lot for humanity as a whole in many multidimensional layers, where you've been going in as warriors, as spiritual warriors, and doing that work for yourself. And as you've been doing that, because many of us were faced with challenges of people coming after us for our truth saying abilities and not wanting us to be even here alive, to be able to share our gifts. And you know, the other thing, Starseeds, is you're the OG Starlink. Okay, so originally, when the indigo children came in, they were to hold the spectrum of the color indigo, because scientists had taken indigo out of the rainbow. It used to be Roy G. Biv. And then one day I went to the coffee shop, and there was a question, and it said, how many colors are in the rainbow? And I was like, well, 7, you know, Roy G. Biv. And they were like, no, 6. And I was like, yeah, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And the person said, oh no, indigo is not a color anymore. And I was like, what? And then literally the next year, this was in 2000 something, I can't remember what year it was, but then all these indigo children were really showing up, and they were holding that spectrum and having the ability to telepathically connect and communicate without having to use a lot of words. And so our abilities as starseeds had been, you know, we had been getting attacked, solar plexus, our root chakra, our solar plexus, and then our crown chakra. And we know there has been dark doers using dark energies and manipulative tools, right? So we had sound disturbances, we've had actual weapons that have been used against us using and being able to tap into our divine gifts. And so now a lot of you have been doing that work and clearing that for humanity, so that now we're at this, you know, we've reached critical mass where that grid of fear, anger, sadness, yes, I mean, granted, the yang, the energies of yang and those old forces that created that paradigm of fear, anger, sadness are still using anything they can to keep being in power, right? And we're seeing that in the world. Yet there's a whole other grid, the 5D creative process of more peace, more love, more joy, and more abundance. And Starseeds, you are the pioneers. You went and hit the bottom to to deprogram that social construct that was given by others. And many of us had to for survival, right? And so we've done that. And some of you are maybe still in that process. And so as that rebuilding, we have come to understand that we're in a co-creative process with the divine when we align our heart and our mind with the divine. And I just want to say, oh, wow, you're so brilliant. Listen, so many of you are shining, you're innovating, and that's going to be super important as we're in this shift with Gaia. So Gaia is ascending, and Starseeds, you're helping that with all the work that you're doing in the ways that you just keep persisting and being consistent and showing up and sharing your what you're learning with others so that they can be able to grow quicker and to be able to open up to that conscious evolutionary part. Okay. And so thank you for all that hard work that you've been doing. It really is changing the planet. It really is. And so this is a reminder. When I came out of the meditation, it was a reminder, the divine. I'm an intuitive empath. Some of you might know that. Some of you might not know that. But I'm an intuitive empath with a direct line to the divine. And we all have that capability. It's just that, it's squashed out when we're younger, especially with that matrix of, manipulation into fear, anger, and sadness. And many of us had relationships that have locked us, for a good portion of our lives. We were learning lessons of codependency and how to honor our own worth and to be able to step into that. And we're still learning that. I think that's still a continuous process, and you're doing it, and you're just so brilliant. So keep on keeping on like you are, and shining unapologetically in the things that you're sharing, the gifts that you are sharing, and having the courage and the strength that you are. And so the message that came out of that meditation that the divine wanted me to just remind you is to have a daily practice of self-love if you're not already in that. And many of you are, and many of you are sharing those practices of self-love with others. And that is awesome, because people are waking up. Remember, they're waking up from a slumber almost. And the events externally in the 3D are really, people are either waking up or choosing not to wake up, because there's that choice too, right? To keep the blinders on and not wake up, to be unconscious. Because some people find that that's easier. And maybe one day, when the time is right. It's, we are shifting in such a big way. And the earth is ascending, and we have all this wonderful help. I'm not sure what that support is for you, yet every day I call in my support. My spirit team consists of angels and ancestors and star ancestors and masters and ascended masters and Yeshua, and well, that's part of the masters and ascended masters, soul tribe on the other side and mystical realm, to guide me. And then I call upon that spirit team to really help humanity in this process of old paradigms that were only satisfying for a few people. It wasn't for the whole. And we need to find a new way. And so that's where it's really important, Starseeds, that, when you're working in the quantum space of creation and creativity, co-creating, that quantum space is spirit. So everything is created in spirit first, and then it comes into, reality. And so your practice is to keep grounded, whatever that is that you do. Is it journaling? Is it playing music? Is it singing? Is it painting? Is it drawing? Is it stretching? Is it yoga? Is it going for a walk? I mean, there's lots of things that you can do to ground your energy, but also to just have that self-expression. Is it meditation? It could be qigong, it could be drumming. And so find out that practice. And then, the other part is asking yourself, what do I want? And being clear on what you want, so that you have a place that your mind can go to as you consciously are creating and creating life instead of letting life just happen to you. And we have, like I said, there's the ego tries to pull us back into the old paradigm, and there's a million and one things that come in to try to get us into the old paradigm of fear, anger, and sadness. And those emotions have their place. It's just when we get stuck and spiral into those that it becomes. I just want to say, I am so grateful for you. Hold on one second. My music was funny. I have Ganesh, who is this wonderful, loving, sweet tooth deity who, is bringing blessings in. That's the other part, Starseeds. You are so courageous. You are so brave. You are fighting battles that people can't even see, in dimensions and spaces that humanity has no idea, that you've been clearing the path of dark energies that have been manipulating humanity for a long time and trying to keep us from evolving into a new way of unity, into a new way of even knowing what oneness is. And, our current events of yin, feminine energy, that more receptive energy coming and being here, the way of doing things that has been going on in this dominating, manipulative way of manufacturing. There's been world people who have been manufacturing wars for a really long time, and all wars fought over land and resources. And so there's a certain group of people who make a profit off of all of the weapons that are made during a war and then the reconstruction of it. And it only satisfies a small group of people. And it's really not designed for the whole to be successful, or to even be able to have any peace or love or joy or abundance. So with yin energy being here, those old ways of manipulation and domination and control and brutality, yes, we're seeing that, yet that's an old paradigm. Those are old thoughts of the consciousness of the planet, of the people of the planet. And so it's really important, as we're co-creating, to find those ways of cultivating more peace and more joy and more love and more abundance within ourselves. And it's a very interpersonal journey. So whatever tools you can use to bring you into that space is really important right now. And then many of you are sharing that with others. And it's so beautiful because it's helping, because people are awakening. It's giving shortcuts to be able to accelerate in those lessons, to open up to more conscious co-creating with the divine. And so, thank you. Taking a deep breath. Say, I am divine. I have a divine mind. I am practicing love. I am in a self-love journey in progress. And it is beautiful, and I am learning to love myself and love the world and see myself healed, healthy, whole in mind, body, and soul. And to see the planet healed, healthy, whole in mind, body, and soul. The mind of the planet is the people of the planet. So the more that we're practicing what we're choosing to think about, what we're choosing to create, and asking ourselves, what is it that I want in my life? What do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to have? And those things come without any manipulation of anybody else. It is a co-creative process with the divine. And so know that you are worthy, that you belong, that you are so amazing. I see you all doing amazing things. I see demonstrations of unity. I see demonstrations of oneness. And it is beautiful. And I see people coming together in music. That's awesome. Like, the power of music is just so healing for the planet. And so you're doing it. You're healing yourselves and you're healing the planet. And I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep opening yourself up to receive. That's the other part, is opening up to receive. And I know it's challenging. Like, I'm going to share, I've been in a survival place for a lot of my life where I've just constantly been surrendering to the divine. And there's moments where I have a wavering in my faith. Like, I always want to think that I have complete faith, and I do for the most part. I think there are moments where I waver, though, where I don't necessarily trust that the divine's going to provide me with everything I need in the ways that that I need those in those moments. And so I was saying to my friend that normally I think that I have more faith than a mustard seed. And sometimes when it wavers, I have just the faith of a poppy seed. And so there may be moments like that for you. And so that's really important, to go within and to just be in silence and to listen and practice that turning inward and listening. Okay. Be at peace and keep visualizing for the whole planet more peace, more love, more joy, and more abundance. Okay? All right. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Ciao for now.